Beauty isn't everything, it's the only thing. Happy Halloween, all my baby bats and bad witches. It's Marilyn, and for this video, I'm going to be transforming into Jessie from the Neon Demon. This film is from 2016, directed by Nicholas Winding Refn. Jessie, who's played by Elle Fanning, wears this makeup look in the opening scene, and although there are many significant looks that I could have chose to do, I feel like this one really summarizes her character's journey the best. To me, this film is about the dog-eat-dog nature of the beauty industry. If you know anything about this director, he did movies like Drive that have very little dialogue, and this film relies very heavily on its aesthetics, which fits the theme really well with some gorgeous fashion, cinematography, and an amazing soundtrack. Now before we get started, please make sure to leave a thumbs up on this video and subscribe to my channel as well. And to best keep up with me, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Marilyn Mudby. All the links are down below. If you'd like to see how I created this look, then just keep on watching. I'm so excited to finally be doing this look, so to get started, I already went ahead and did my skincare, and I'm just going to shave off my brows real quick before I prime. You of course could use your natural brows for this look, they don't have to be anything fancy, I'm just bald. Since Jessie is a model, I want to give her some beautiful skin, so I'm going in and double priming using this putty and primer mist. I'm using a foundation that has more of a dewy finish for that glass skin model look, and I'm making sure not to forget the neck because we'll be adding some blood later on. Next for concealer, I'm using a more pale shade to do a sort of highlighting technique to bring out all of my features. Blending it on top of the highest points of my face. My skin is very oily, so to keep away from the cakey look, I'm going to go in with my favorite loose powder and press it all over my face and under the eyes to catch any fallout later on. Since I shave off my eyebrows to create a really dimensional, realistic brow, I'm going to go in with all three of these colors and a pinched angle brush that I sharpened up using some hairspray. I love doing this realistic kind of brow because using all of the different layers and little hairbrush strokes makes me feel like a painter. It's so much fun. These do take a second though, so if you have real eyebrows, I would just brush them out with some gel. The wig I'm using is blonde, so that's the main reason why I am choosing these colors and to paint them on by hand. The incredible makeup artist that worked for this film with Elle and a few of the other models as well is Erin Ayanyan. And I think a lot of the makeup design, especially with the use of glitter, reminded me a lot of Euphoria. But of course this film does predate Euphoria, and I love the way that this film uses a lot of editorial makeup. I can't think of too many films that do this kind of looks in horror specifically, which is one of the reasons why I fell in love with it. To clean up my eyebrow and even it out, I'm just using that same concealer from before. In any areas that I did get heavy-handed or it got too dark, I'm actually going in reverse and adding some brush strokes of concealer. And finally, to keep them in place, I set them with powder. The palette that I'm using on my eyes is by Hip Dot, and this is the Diamond Diva with Meatball. I love that it has all of the glitters that I'll be using in this ready to go. This eyeshadow base is actually the Danessa Myricks Color Fix Matte Pigment in the shade Chosen. I couldn't really tell if this makeup was purple or pink. It's like a warm purpley pink kind of color situation, so I'm just gonna do a mixture of the two, and I'm gonna go for a more soft glam type of blend. I'm cutting the crease very lightly, just using a pointed liner brush. Purple eyeshadow in general is pretty notoriously hard to work with, so I would really recommend getting some good purple eyeshadow bases. It'll just make it a lot easier to blend later on. I let this one sit a little too long, so I didn't have a chance to blend it out too much, but that's okay. The first color I'm going with anyway is very pale, and I'm using this pink shade called Ashley O. This eye look is very colorful. It almost reminds me of a very 80s type of look, and the next shade I'm going in with is called Eggplant Emoji. It's just a really good warm purple. In order to best work with this purple, I'm containing it using a small detail brush and just packing it on very lightly into the crease. I personally use more cooler tones when it comes to pinks and purples, so this is really pushing me outside of my comfort zone, and I think I really like it. Next I'm adding a light wash of that first pale color all over onto the eyelid. The next shade that I'm using is called Whip Crack MP3. These names are so funny, I'm sorry. But I'm going to be applying this in the inner corner, outer corner to help add a lot more dimension and color. Now to define the eye, I'm going to be adding liner. First I'm using this blue one under my eye and setting it using the shade called Prime Membership. I added a pretty thick layer of liner and I'm going to be smoking it out with this shadow really widely under my eye just because I love how blue looks with brown eyes. And to make my eyes pop even more, I'm going to be adding a thin band of eyeliner. This is going to be for the lash application that I'm going to be doing next. This makeup is so fun and I finally am getting the chance to use these doll eyelashes that I got. This type of doll eyelash is used mostly in Gyaru and J-Fashion makeup, and I thought that it would be perfect for this look. This is what they look like once they're on, and I'm going to show you how I apply the bottom eyelashes. They are pretty prominent in this makeup look, so I really wanted to add it, and I'm going to be using my favorite glue, applying it evenly all over the band. And I'll zoom you in so you can see you actually have to tuck these underneath your natural lash. I like to put them on using my fingers, but you could of course use some tweezers, and this is what they both look like once applied. Next, before I get into all of the little decorative bits, I'm going to be adding a bright pink blush. The blush is one of the main features of this makeup as well, so I'm really packing it on. And since it is more of an 80s type of look, I'm pulling it up towards the cheek. To define this sort of 80s shape even more, I'm just going to go ahead and clean around the edges with my leftover foundation and use any of the leftover powder to set the remainder of my face. Now for the lip, it is just a bright pink lipstick, but the lipstick that I have is like so bright that I need a lip liner for it. So I'm just going to be going in with that same base pigment that I had on my eye, and this will also serve to kind of tie everything together as well as define my lip line. You can blend this out using your finger, or this time I'm using a brush, and once it's all mixed together I feel like it just looks like pink. That's gonna complete the face, and now it's time for the fun part. I just pulled out all of these colorful eyeliners and some glitter of course, and I wanted to show you the gems that I'm using. These are neon gems that I just got from the craft store, and little nail ones too. I wanted to use a mixture of materials just so I have a good amount of texture to this look so it doesn't look too crafty. And yeah, I'm just going for it, so I'm just dotting a whole bunch of different sizes of eyeliner. This would probably be easier if you had water activated paints or body paint. Then with some glitter glue, I'm setting some of the spot shapes using glitter. The shades that I'm using are also from the Meatball palette, and I'm using Wig Snatch, Hi It's Me, and Crop Duster. To apply the stones, I'm using lash glue, and I'm even kind of layering them over some of the spots of eyeliner and glitter to make this look more dimensional. This would look really cool if you're going out for Halloween under black light, although I don't think this movie is mainstream enough that you would be recognized. But that's okay, you can just be a hot bloody girl. Now with the face complete, I'm adding the wig, and it's actually really stark, so in order to match it to the brows even better, I am actually going in with those same powders and adding some low lights through the braid. As for the outfit, she just wears a really reflective dress. It's like a blue greenish color, mine is more green, and the last touch is the blood. It's pretty much just sprawled across the neck and shoulders. I didn't go too crazy myself this time, but you could also just wear it without the blood too. I'm just letting gravity do all the work here and adding droplets individually and across my neck. And this is the completed look. Thank you so much for watching me do this Neon Demon makeup look. I've been wanting to do it for so long. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up down below and subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. For a closer look at all of my makeup, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Marlyn McBeat. I'll see you next time. Bye!